and you have to.
It's not turkey, but
Listen, cream of wheat is just as close to turkey as...
should we talk about... Anybody interested to know why we eat this before we train?
Cream of wheat? Well, let's hear it.
Well, obviously we're not on video here as far as I know, but
Big
hidden
Brother's
cameras. But I like to take 30 minutes before I work out. I'm going to work out here at about 20 minutes after the show's over or so, 30 minutes. I will eat cream of wheat with a little bit of protein powder in it. Not a lot of cream of wheat, maybe serving, maybe 30 grams of carbs or something like that. I put a little bit of peanut butter in there, and I put whey protein in there. I mix it up and I eat it because I felt like I have a little bit better energy when I train.
No.
Cream of wheat's not. It's easily digestible. Mm-hmm. It's not like a heavy carbohydrate or something that your blood's sitting in your gut when you're training. It's. Mm-hmm. But I also we're all over the map here today. I don't know. It's Thanksgiving. I don't really care. I'm going to tell you that you may have done this with me. I don't know. I've done it with a few people I train with over the years. Used to be down the street here at Cece's. Mm. It's a pizza place for anybody who doesn't know. It's like a buffet style basically. Mm-hmm. I didn't do this often, but whenever I did do it, I'd say, "Hey guys, we're gonna work out here in a little bit. Let's go down to Cece's and have the buffet." And they love Cece's, so they always go. Mm-hmm. But I went because I always had the best workouts ever. Yeah. So I'd go and eat Cece's, not a ton, but I'd have 5 or 6 pieces of their pizza, maybe 10. But you got to think these pieces of pizza aren't. I mean, you got to eat 2 or 3 to make up for one Pizza Hut piece. Right. You know what I mean? It's just kind of. And I'd have some of these cinnamon breadstick things, which were really, really good.
Sounds good.
I'd have more than I probably needed of those.
Sure.
But within 30 minutes of eating, I'd come back to the gym. I just had the best workouts ever.
Yeah.
Well, everybody else is doubled over in the corner.
Well, no.
So everybody reacts differently to food. Yeah. But where were we? I don't remember.
I don't know. What we were talking about. So I was going to ask you, actually, now that I think about it, do you think there's any merit, like let's say once you get that meal, the first meal, your first meal off the
talking about just in general, or
no, your first like Thanksgiving meal out of the way. Do you think there's any merit to maybe at that point kind of fixing your plate, like maybe a little more turkey, a little less of the carbs, a little more of the green beans,
on the next round,
like structuring your plate a certain way, yeah.
Well, I will tell you that it always it's a funny thing to hear, and everybody hears it. Oh, you had too much turkey. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got to wash my turkey. Too much turkey today.
I'm like, is that a problem?
You can eat about all the turkey you want, and you're not going to have any problems. Yeah. The base meal of Thanksgiving is not terrible. In fact, you could probably get ready for a contest on it.
Sure.
If you just add potatoes and chicken, it's basically what I've eaten 90% of the time for 15 years.
Right.
You can eat that to get in really good shape. It's everything else around it, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, if the first time you go through, you kind of load up, and then maybe if you go to the, Aunt Jane's later in the day or something, maybe just focus more on just the potatoes without a lot of gravy and a little bit of turkey, maybe some green beans, not the green bean casserole. All of a sudden, it's not that interesting anyway.
No.
But
the base of it, for sure.
You just and so that's not unhealthy at all.
No, not at all. So we got a comment here. It says, we used to go to Chipotle before we work out. We called it the Chipotle pump.
No.
That's pretty similar. I think that's a lot similar to the pizza thing. I mean, you have a lot of the same, a lot of carbs, good protein, some fats.
Chipotle is a little healthier than
pizza,
than this place, Cece's, but it's the same kind of a concept. Yeah. I don't know. I always felt like a lot of people think it's heavy, sits in your gut, you don't have a good workout. It's kind of like don't go swimming after you eat. Mm-hmm. I've never had any issues with any of that.
Right.
Not that I swim a whole hell of a lot, but I mean,
right.
Any physical activity, I can eat whatever, whenever. In 30 minutes, you can say, let's go work out, let's go do whatever. I'm going to probably perform better.
Yeah, sure.
But that may just be these people obviously thought they had a good result from it. So maybe it's a little overblown, that whole, watch what you eat right before you, I don't know.
Well, I got to tell you, I am an amazing swimmer, and I always swim very well with food in my stomach. But I will also say, going back to the Thanksgiving route, I had my workout in the morning. Again, thanks to the wonderful 24/7 Pinnacle Fitness, I can come in on a Thanksgiving day and get my workout in. I got it in, got my food in, had another smaller plate later on that night, and then had a little bit of leftovers. I took a plate home and had some leftovers the next day. And I got to tell you, just like you were saying, after I had eaten my plate, I hung out and kind of let the fullness go away for 45 minutes, an hour, and then came in and trained. And I had a really good workout too. I had a lot of energy, and I was pushing heavier weight than what I was feeling.
I think that's what it is. You just your body has more access to immediate energy.
Yeah.
You just feel better.
Yeah,
because you're full.
Yeah, I can tell you that I did not fatigue as easily. So
I always felt like I just felt literally stronger.
Yeah,
like I could just keep going here, and I feel like the weights are a little lighter. And
agreed.
I don't know if it was a mental thing or physical. I really don't know, but I'm telling you, every time I go to CC's, we're gonna have a good workout.
Yeah, maybe if you're doing chest that day and your belly's full, your rib cage is a little closer to the bar.
Maybe that could be it.
So pulling us back kind of into on track, then, what are some, if we can maybe, I don't know, bullet point a couple of tips that we can give to people that are maybe kind of wondering how to handle the holidays? I mean, granted, we're after Thanksgiving, but we definitely have.
We're right in we're at halftime here.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
We got a lot of game left to go.
Exactly.
Actually, most of it's still left because
Christmas, like you're saying, Christmas parties and things like that.
All this. It's the same thing we've been preaching on here for 2 years. It's moderation. Again, if you remember the old saying that we have, the 90% clean equals lean.
Mm-hmm.
If most of the food you're eating every day or over the course of a week or whatever is healthy and what we call clean food, not a lot of sugar, not a lot of fat, at least not saturated fat type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're eating 5 times a day and you have a couple, that's like we said, that's 35 meals a week. 2 or 3 of them happen to be Thanksgiving with all the trimmings. 3 out of 35 is going to be pretty hard to sink the boat with 3 out of 35.
Right.
So that's all that it is. It's when you're at work, you have to have a little bit of willpower. If somebody brings in the brownies and the cookies and all that, you got to know your personality. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people can eat one and they're good to go, and sometimes one leads to 101.
Yeah, that's how I do it sometimes.
Sometimes you don't really know how. I have the same thing happen to me. It just depends on. It's weird. Like sometimes you can tell yourself if you totally deprive yourself and say I can't have anything, that's when it becomes more difficult to do so. I think you're more at a risk of binging. But if you tell yourself I can have whatever I want and you actually mean it, like a lot of times I'll tell myself, well, I'm really looking forward to having Cocoa Pebbles tonight when I get home. Mm-hmm. I'm going to. By the time I get home, when I get around to it, I'm like, hell, screw it. I'm not going to have them.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, because you know that it's there. A lot of it's just a mental thing.
Yeah.
But it's just moderation.
Yeah.
You can have your Thanksgiving dinner, just don't have it for 2 months.
Right. Well, and, honestly, I also have to say that, one way to help alleviate some of that lingering, because, there's times where I'll eat something, over a holiday, and I'm full for hours and hours and hours, and not just like my hunger has been satisfied, but legitimately full, like stuffed almost for hours. Mm-hmm. And one way to help that along is moving go on a walk, do some cardio, do a couple of stretches, whatever.
Yeah.
I think helps.
Go out and do a 10-minute, 15-minute walk after you eat. Didn't we talk about this on the show last time? There were some studies that I had seen.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Or I don't remember. It was on the internet, so who knows? But makes sense. After you eat, go walk for just 10 minutes. Yeah. Do 3 of those a day after breakfast, lunch, and supper. Better than supposedly
it's 30 minutes.
Than 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
For some reasons that we went over, but this would be a good time to implement that.
See how it works. Because I know there's times where, like I said, there's times just like that last Saturday, I'd come in and worked out and got a workout in after a pretty good, definitely not the first Thanksgiving meal, but still plenty of food. Mm-hmm. and I got to tell you, after my workout was over. I came in and I warmed up with a little bit of cardio, about 10, 12 minutes of cardio. Then I did my workout. Then I cooled down with 10, 12 minutes of cardio. Mm-hmm. And by the time it was all said and done, I was ready to eat again. I was on E and ready to go. So there's something to be said for that kind of stuff. Stay flexible. Wear loose jeans. What else can we say?
Just wear sweatpants.
Sweatpants. These are my turkey pants. Everybody. I think that's pretty good.
I don't know.
I think we might have, if we didn't tell you anything new or teach you anything, hopefully you laughed a little bit because we're trying to keep it light. This is a nice holiday, fun episode.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I wanted to go over for all you local folks listening, which I don't know. Last time you said we had people majority of people listening in Sacramento or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of California and a lot of. I mean, granted, we appreciate all the
There's
listeners.
a lot more interesting people in California to listen to than us, but I guess. I was going to say, local people, we are having the Stockings. What is it? Stoffer?
Stocking stuffer.
Stocking stuffer. Yeah, I was thinking stuffing again because of Thanksgiving.
I'm getting hungry myself.
The Stocking Stuffer 2017 promotion here. So if you come down to the gym, if you want to get enrolled or look around, basically we've got a couple stockings that you can pick out, of discounts that you get to draw out of there.
Oh, cool.
And then we have these Christmas cards that you can also open up, and they've got some pretty nice discounts and savings and stuff like that.
Cool.
So come check it out if you're in the area here. I don't know. What else we got going on?
Let's nothing much. Just a 24-hour gym classes. We got the performance side.
Baseball tunnels. We're starting to rock steady for Parkinson's. We talked about that last episode or the one before.
Yep.
Really have a lot going on down here. Honestly. But yeah.
Yeah, just that's about it. Everybody have a good, safe, healthy, happy holiday, and that's all I got.
Yeah, I'd say more than likely we'll probably have a break over Christmas. Be back. It's our last episode for the year, or we're gonna have one more before 2018 hits. I guess we'll see. What do you think?
We might do one more.
I guess it's the 1st of December. We better get one more in.
Yeah, we can probably get one more in and then call it good, and then we'll be back hopefully on a more consistent schedule after the new year. And I am finally
count on it.
Yeah, don't count on it, but we'll try. And I'm done with my master's degree in June, so then we'll be able to really. I won't have anything to do, so I'm going to be.
Oh, but you might, unless you end up going over to Kansas City full time.
I'll come back for the show.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, don't you worry.
I guess we'll train and do the show no matter what. Then.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, everybody. We will catch you next time.